What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats, so let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. Everything today is about the Correspondents dinner shooting that we covered live when it happened, so it made it very difficult to find news today. Anyways, we're going to be starting out with this first video titled, SCOTUS Considers Lawfulness of Geofence Warrant. Apparently, cops can just get your geolocation information, and they don't need a warrant for it, and so SCOTUS is going to be taking a gander at that. Then we have an interesting video titled, have you seen the electric air taxi flying over New York City? They're saying within the next year they think these air taxis are going to be all over New York. And they say it's really neat. I don't know. I don't have an interest in falling out of the sky, but that's just me. Then we have a video titled, Maha to protest outside Supreme Court over Roundup case. We'll see if they actually rule on this. It doesn't sound like Mon-Sat is worrying about it one way or the other. Then we have a video titled, Shooting Suspect Left Anti-Christian Manifesto, says President Trump. This is a doubly. The second video, White House Correspondents' Dinner Shooting Suspect is arraigned in court. He's already been to court. They're getting him a speedy trial. Then we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Gingerfire, and it's titled, Why I Never Sleep. Then getting back into the news, we have a video titled, First Lady Slams Kimmel for Hateful and Violent Rhetoric. This is also a doubly. The second video, extended interview, President Trump on White House Correspondents' Dinner. It's from a 60 Minutes interview. We're going to play like 4 or 5 minutes out of it. Then we have a video titled, Deputies Recover Body Near Howard Franklin Bridge while searching for missing USF student. This is a follow-up video. They think the body could be the missing girl. I think the girl's the one that's missing. I think the boy they found. But either way, the other missing student, they think that's who the body is. Then we got a video titled, DOJ discovered 350,000 dead people on the voter rolls. They're investigating all 50 states, but the blue ones are resisting, like Michigan. Then for the last little bit of the news, it is lefties losing it. And today it's titled, Democrats Own This Violence. You know they won't. They're going to deny it because they're liars. Then we're going to be getting into the fun stuff. We're going to be cracking open today's door of the puzzle advent calendar sent by Watchmen. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one is provided by Stoner, and it's titled, Picking Up a Few Things for the Wife. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Sly Dog, and it's titled, Kids Getting Movie Roles in Hollywood. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. And what is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Russell? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Zero? What's up, Southern Eagleman? And what's up, Salty Ragu? Happy freedom, you hooligans. I appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone, over on Rumble? Puffin' Stuff, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, and I appreciate you racing to the chat, Puffin' Stuff. Let me see. Zero, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom to you. Scrolling. What's up, Major? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Colty? Happy freedom to you. Thank you so much, Colty, for the $2 hairs over on Rumble. You're a badass, Colty. Thank you so much. Says, I hope you're having a great Monday. Every day is a great day. Waking up on the right side of the grass. I'm not, but we'll say that I am. Thank you so much, Colty. I really appreciate all your support. You're a badass. Hair Juicer, you omnipresent. Appreciate you. Let me see. Scrolling through here. Make sure we get everybody. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom to you if I can get you already. What's up, Bill Clay? Happy freedom to you. Scrolling through. What's up, Angry God? Happy freedom. I think we got everybody. You guys hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us back on the front page. What's up, King of Biltong? Happy freedom to you. I was enjoying some of that spicy peri-peri last night. I love it. It's great. It is great. What is up, everyone over on the GoofTube? Right mind, you were first today. Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mrs. Satan? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Andrew? Happy freedom. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Shanti? What's up, Bob Marley? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's your name? What's up, Johnny? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Sandra's Library? Happy freedom. What's up, TBD? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom. And what is up, everyone over on Blaze? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Let's go ahead and get into things. Like I said, we're going to be starting off with the Supreme Court considers lawfulness of Geofence warrant. Geofence warrant. I guess I should read better. Do better. Just do better. Anyways, I'm going to say right now, I think they should have a warrant to gather any information on us. Anyways, hit that like button. Let's get into this.
And the Supreme Court will hear a case on the legality of police requesting cell phone location data to catch criminals. Critics say the technology is used too broadly, violating one's constitutional rights against unlawful search and seizure. Today's case focuses on a bank robber who was caught because Google data was showed he was at the scene of the crime around the time of the robbery. Police found him even though he was not a suspect at the time. That suspect ultimately pled guilty and was sentenced to a decade in prison. In similar cases, the Supreme Court has required specific warrants be obtained. But in this case, police used an open-ended search to see who was around the bank. No ruling is expected today.
Okay. No ruling expected today, which is not surprising because SCOTUS takes forever to do everything. That's how government is in general. Anyways, we're going to get right into this next one. This next one is, have you seen the electric air taxi flying over New York City? Like I said, I'm not interested in falling out of the sky, but I also don't have to travel in New York City, which sounds like an awful experience. Go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get into this.
A first of its kind electric air taxi demonstration took off from Kennedy Airport
and made the short trip to the West 30th Street heliport. At 11 a.m. this morning, if you were to drive that 16 miles, it would take more than an hour. In this cutting-edge plane, roughly 7 minutes. Joby Aviation's goal is to make this type of travel the gold standard, pointing out several pluses, including zero emissions and how quiet it is, 100 times quieter than a traditional helicopter. This so-called air taxi would shuttle people from JFK to the West 30th Street heliport, as well as the one at West 34th Street and the downtown Skyport. The aircraft seats up to 4 passengers. There's 1 pilot, room for luggage, and it will fly between 1,000 and 3,000 feet. Right now, Joby does have the green light from the FAA for this phase, and if things pan out, the company hopes to have its fleet up in the air and running within the next year. But for now, for the next week, you will see this aircraft that kind of looks like a large drone buzzing over our area.
Okay. Well, we'll see. It's all fun and futuristic until we have to cover news about them falling out of the sky. Anyways, next up, Maha to protest outside of Supreme Court over a Roundup case. Monsanto's claims that their ingredient in Roundup doesn't cause cancer, and even if it does, the EPA says it doesn't, so they feel that they're not responsible for it either way. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you all can think about these first 2 videos. Once again, the first video, SCOTUS to look into, is it an infringement of your American right for or against unlawful search and seizure when requesting cell phone location data? Should they need a warrant for it? And like I said, I think they should require a warrant to try and find your cell phone location data and all of that. The thing is when you use your cell phone service, they can record you for like quality services or whatever. That's why you never have to give any kind of permission for your phone recording you or anything like that, because you agree to it when you use the service. And I assume they'll do the same thing if this actually becomes a thing. If they need a warrant for your geolocation, I bet cell services will just make it you agree to it if you use the service, and then that way they won't have to actually request a warrant. They'll just have access to it because there's loopholes to everything. The second video here, electric air taxi, they say it's quiet and it saves time. It fits 4 people plus the pilot, and they say it has room for luggage. They also mentioned that if everything goes right, it could be available within the next year. And like I was kind of saying, I have no interest in falling out of the sky, and as I was watching it fly through the air, it looks a little unstable. And so, I don't know. Hopefully it all goes well. Like I said, Maha to protest outside of SCOTUS over a Roundup case. It's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about those first 2 videos. Russell, I want flying cars. See, I just think about covering news about flying cars crashing. So, Ragu, are they watching? Are they recording when I'm allegedly watching porn? Those perverts? I guess. I don't know how it works. I just wink at the camera. What's up, Live Review? Happy freedom to you. Zero, yeah, the whatever it is, multi-rotor flying taxi out in New York. Yeah, it is electric. So, Ragu, we should put wings on the Subaru. I mean, I guess. It's not lesbian enough. It needs wings. Snooks, hell no to that. You don't want a flying taxi? King Biltong agreed they should have no right to your data. If you want to get a conspirator, look up Carrier Q. Interesting. I'll have to look into it. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure they'll just put it in your contract. If you use the service, you are forfeiting, your rights to being recorded in GPS location and stuff like that, because they're a bunch of assholes. Dutton, Ford, and probably others too have patents for cameras and mics in vehicles that will report to the police if you're intoxicated. Also, won't shift if you're impaired, even emotionally. Yeah, we covered a couple videos about that over the last 2 years. I don't know, it's no good. I got it, King of Biltong, thank you. Dutton, imagine if there was an emergency. I don't know. I don't know. It sounds really convenient to hop in this aircraft and then just be able to cover an hour's trip in 7 minutes. That sounds great, but what happens if something goes wrong? You're just going to fall out of the sky. If you're in a car, then your car just generally doesn't run. If something goes wrong with the vehicle, it just stops running. But if you're in the sky, then you stop flying, and that's a problem. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom to you. I can't remember if today is day 14 or day 21 of my eye twitching. It's one or the other. I think it's been 3 weeks now. Daniel, oops, lands like crap. Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm wondering. Like, what kind of news are we going to have to cover when this becomes a normal thing and they're flying in New York City regularly? It just sounds like more problems to me. Meta, the Subaru needs a flux capacitor. Yeah. Everything in my life needs a flux capacitor. Rich, hope it comes with a parachute. Well, I wonder that too. Like, what kind of safety precautions do they have that they can take if something goes wrong? Will it fly if one of the rotors kicks the bucket? Do they have a way to glide or anything like that? Like, if the rotor shut off, will the aircraft glide or will it fall out of the air like a rock? I have questions. Saldarego, can I get a flying tank? You probably could. Just need some Red Bull. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, moving forward here. Like I said, Maha to protest outside of the Supreme Court over Roundup case. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up. Come on, do your thing. All right. And like I said, protesters outside of the Supreme Court over this Roundup case. It has to do with some specific ingredient that everybody believes that it causes cancer. Monsanto feels that their hands is washed of this because they're going by what the EPA says, and the EPA says that that ingredient does not cause cancer. Either way, hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Major players in the Make America Healthy Again movement are gathered outside the Supreme Court as the justices prepare to hear a landmark case on the herbicide glyphosate.
If our government won't tell us the truth about how glyphosate causes cancer, we will.
Glyphosate, the active ingredient in the household weed killer Roundup, has been on the hit list of environmental advocates for decades.
I'm here because we believe that chemical exposure should no longer be allowed to cause chronic illness, and that our elected officials need to stand up to chemical companies and put our health first.
And I think with the MAHA movement behind these kinds of things, you have the political support that you need. And we're really working hard now to raise awareness, especially among Democrats who I think generally should gravitate towards this issue.
Monsanto, the maker of Roundup, has been embroiled in billions of dollars in civil litigation since the WHO declared glyphosate is possibly a carcinogen in 2015. Now Monsanto is arguing before the Supreme Court that it should not be held legally liable for failing to warn consumers about the cancer risk because the EPA says it does not cause cancer. President Donald Trump, and by extension his health secretary and the face of MAHA, RFK Jr., supported Monsanto in their case before the court. Now MAHA advocates, including Representative Thomas Massey and the food babe Vani Hari, say they feel betrayed by the Trump administration.
You know, they're doing the opposite. They're in there right now, the Department of Justice, arguing on behalf of Bayer to take away our right to be protected from those chemicals.
It's unclear how this issue is going to affect the 2026 midterm elections. About half of Americans say that they feel that President Trump has let them down on his promise to make America healthy again. I'm Gabrielle Etzel, healthcare reporter for the Washington Examiner.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. They're saying the SCOTUS is going to be looking into this Roundup case. Protesters demanding that the government admits that glyphosate causes cancer. Monsanto's claims that they are not responsible for any of it because the EPA claims that the ingredient says that it doesn't cause cancer. And is that reporter a dude? That's the real news there. Anyways, we got a doubly coming up. This is about the shooter over the weekend. We were covering President Trump live for the, what was it even called? It's a something dinner. I can't even remember what the fuck it was called. Either way, it didn't happen because there was a shooting in the hallway because lefties will be lefties. Like I said, we got a doubly on it. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you all going to think about this Roundup situation. Zero farmers use it on their fields to grow our food. Yeah. Well, and I think they made it illegal to use non-GMO seeds in these commercial grows because there's lots of farmland here. When you drive by, there's these red and white signs that have codes on them, and it has something to do with their legality of farming and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's mandatory to poison us. Yeah, the Correspondents dinner. Thank you, sir. I could not think of what it was called. I have a terrible headache right now. Snooks just don't use Roundup. They make money. They make big bucks using Roundup. Russell, always wash your produce. That's right. I don't buy a whole lot of produce, but I guess it's effective if you use vinegar and baking soda. That's what I'm told. What's up, Guessam? Happy freedom to you. GMO really doesn't spell anything, so fuck it. It's fake. It is. It is, Guessam. There's no real thing. It's GMO. Heard you say that lady wolfing down her salad had me dying laughing. They like it. I think that reporter was a dude. I really do. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Obnoxious Scott? Happy freedom to you. My feed, I know so many farmers that have died of cancer and never smoked at all. Yeah. Deb, happy freedom to you. Roundup kills the bees. No bees, no veggies. Yeah, we don't make it if there's no bees. Gotta save the bees. Deb, EPA was paid off. I totally believe it. That's like the FDA. What is the FDA good for? Nothing. Nothing. They act like it's safe, like products are safe if they go through the FDA, but then 10 years later you find out that they all give you cancer and all kinds of other shit. It's like there's nothing better than FDA approved cancer. It's stupid. All these agencies are stupid and a waste of money and time. King Bilton, she smoked 40 a day. Raspy voice. I think it was the wiener. What's up, Noad? Happy freedom to you. Glad to have you back, Noad. My feed. Hopefully don't get a sty. I'm just getting over one eye. What is this? After an eye twitch for a month? Yeah, I don't know. I think the eye twitch thing is stress. It only seems to bother me when I'm stressed. Whenever I'm doing something that's important or requires my brain to function properly, all of a sudden this eyeball starts twitching. Like I was driving yesterday, and the whole time I'm driving, this eye is twitching. It twitches so bad that it affects my vision. It makes everything I see out of this left eye like a flip book. That's the best way to explain it. It's like my vision in my left eye is just like a flip book. Angry God, everything causes cancer. That's true. It's what they say. When I worked in the factory, all the parts that we got from California had big warning labels that they would cause cancer. And it'd be like plastic straws or some plastic component that goes into a shifting console and be like, may cause cancer. And it's like, well, we're not going to eat it. We're not going to eat these plastic parts. I mean, some of us may, but I wasn't signing up for that. Obnoxious Scott, there's only one thing an aircraft must do, and that's land. That's right. I don't know. I am interested to see how these electric taxis work in New York. And like, what happens when people start stealing them and stuff? Because, you know, it's New York. Deb, an eye exam? No, I don't have money or time or access for any of that. Everything is crumbling around me. There's only one me, so I can't seem to do anything but watch it happen. Russell, always wash your nuts. That's right. That's good advice. That's words to live by, you know? What's up, Jeff and Save, or Sav? Happy freedom to you. Stays in the soil for years, can't clean it up. Yeah, you're right. Roundup stays in the ground. Meta, make weeds great again? I mean, something. Better than cancer. I'd way rather have weeds than cancer. Rich like a rock? I know, I wonder. I mean, they must have tested these aircrafts in order to get the approval they have, so they must have some sort of safety features. I mean, it's kind of hard to, you know, stop falling out of the sky, but there's got to be something. Saldarego, bees are okay, but mosquitoes are the devil's bug. Have you seen hornets? Hornets suck. Wasps and hornets suck. I hate mosquitoes, but wasps and hornets, they just don't serve a purpose. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, we got a doubling. It's all about the shooter from the Correspondents dinner. He was completely brainwashed by the blue leaders who love lying to their constituents. This guy's a victim of being too stupid to know better. Come on, load up, YouTube. I'm so sick of your shit. That's why these people need to upload their videos on Rumble, so we don't have these problems. Anyways, this first of the doubly, shooting suspect left anti-Christian manifesto, says President Trump. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
News Nation's Hannah Brandt live at the White House tonight with the very latest. Hannah, what are we learning tonight?
Well, Natasha, tonight we're getting new details about the alleged shooter and his chilling manifesto. Sources do tell us the suspect, who's been identified by law enforcement as Cole Thomas Allen, was targeting President Trump and administration officials last night. Captured on security camera, a man rushes past the metal detectors and Secret Service set up in the Washington Hilton Hotel as he tried to get inside of the ballroom where the White House Correspondents' dinner was underway. Gunshots rang out, setting off a scramble inside of the room. Secret Service rushing President Trump, the First Lady, and the Vice President out.
The guy is a sick guy. When you read his manifesto, he hates Christians. That's one thing for sure.
Now News Nation is learning new details about the suspected shooter, who law enforcement has identified as Cole Thomas Allen, a teacher from California.
The suspect traveled by train from Los Angeles to Chicago and then Chicago to Washington, D.C., where he checked into the hotel where the Correspondents' dinner was at in the last day or two. We're still investigating motive, and that's something that will necessarily take a couple of days at least.
Investigators say Allen wrote a manifesto that gives some insight. This manifesto was originally obtained by the New York Post, and a source confirmed these parts of it to News Nation. Administration officials, they are targets, prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Secret Service, they are targets only if necessary. A law enforcement source revealing to News Nation he was going after President Trump specifically. The White House also saying he had a lot of anti-Trump and anti-Christian rhetoric on his social media accounts. And minutes before the shooting happened, Allen apparently sent his manifesto to his family members. His brother then contacting New London police in Connecticut to warn them, and Secret Service and Montgomery County Police interviewed Allen's sister at her home in Maryland. She apparently told law enforcement that her brother had a tendency to make radical statements, also saying he constantly talked about his plan to do something to fix the issues with today's world. She confirmed to police Allen bought 2 handguns and a shotgun, which he stored at their parents' home without their knowledge, and says he went to the shooting range regularly for firearm practice. In addition, an administration official sharing Allen was part of a group called the Wide Awakes and attended a No Kings protest in California. Allen is expected to be arraigned at a federal courthouse in D.C. tomorrow.
There will be an assault of a federal officer charge. There'll be a charge about, him discharging a firearm and attempting to kill a federal officer. And then there are potentially charges beyond that come from reviewing of the evidence and if we understand his motivations and as we continue to gather.
This shooting raises serious questions about the security precautions at the dinner, though the president and other administration officials have been very complimentary of the quick action from law enforcement, as this now appears to mark the 3rd assassination attempt for President Trump.
If you're a consequential president, you're in much more danger than if you're not a consequential president. Most presidents are not very consequential.
Despite everything that happened, President Trump has said he would like to see this dinner rescheduled in the next 30 days, telling 60 Minutes if that does happen, he would expect to see bigger security and a bigger perimeter as well. Natasha?
Hannah Brandt, live at the White House with that tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. A little bit of info on the shooter there. Let me see. This is a little bit more information on it. This has to do more with what's going on with him now, because he's already been in court. If this would fucking load, Jesus loves us. Come on, do the thing. Maybe it's gonna do the thing. YouTube, you're dropping the ball today. There we go. Holy shit. Anyways, in this video, it's White House Correspondents' dinner. Shooting suspect has been arraigned in D.C. They're going to give us a little bit more information on him and how things are going in court and what they expect from the charges and stuff like that.
To begin with what is now being called an assassination attempt against President Trump. The suspect in Saturday's shooting at the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner made his first federal court appearance a short time ago in Washington, D.C. 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen allegedly stormed a security checkpoint at a D.C. hotel armed with weapons. A Secret Service agent was shot but was saved by his Kevlar vest. According to a note Allen sent family members minutes before the attack, he believed it was his duty to target Trump administration officials. NBC News reports Allen walked into the courtroom this morning wearing a blue jumpsuit flanked by U.S. Marshals. Cameras were not allowed in the courtroom. And new at noon, charges were unsealed on 3 federal counts, including attempt to assassinate the President of the United States, transportation of a firearm across state lines with the intent to commit a felony, and discharge of a firearm during a crime of violence. Investigators say Allen traveled by train to Washington, D.C. with multiple guns and knives. Allen has requested a public defender. No plea was entered today. The government is expected to request no bail for Allen. A hearing is set for Thursday. So the Department of Justice is going to be having a press conference to talk about the shooting and this morning's arraignment. We are expecting to hear.
Okay. So that's about the shooting suspect, as they're calling him. Next up, we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Gingerfire. It's titled, Why I Never Sleep. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this doubly. It has to do with the shooter. Once again, in the first video, they're saying that he had a manifesto. He was talking about targeting officials and even Secret Service agents if necessary. They say that he has a lot of anti-Trump and anti-Christian rhetoric on his social media accounts, which is really common with lefties. He supposedly sent his manifesto to his family members right before the shooting. He supposedly legally bought the 2 handguns and shotgun that he owns. He was also part of a leftist group called Wide Awakes, which I wonder if it's a form of Antifa. And he had attended a No Kings protest. Obviously, he's been brainwashed by the Democrats. He believes all the talking points and all the bullshit. Probably believes that President Trump is actually Hitler and everything else because he's too stupid to think against it. And so then in the second video there, shooter traveled to D.C. with guns and knives by train. He's facing a charge of attempting to assassinate the President of the United States, transportation of a firearm across state lines with intent to commit a felony, and discharging a firearm during a crime of violence. They say that he is requesting a public defender and that they expect no bail. Like I said, we got our midlife break coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the shooter from the Correspondents' dinner. Zero waiting for the mental illness claim. Yeah, they're absolutely going to say it in this situation. Guess I'm not sure if the shot Secret Service was friendly fire. It could be. They don't really talk about that a whole lot. All they said was that the Secret Service guy, his vest caught the bullet, and that's it. They don't say a whole lot else about it. Zero, I saw a report saying that he was very talkative at first, and now he's not talking. The FO part has begun for him. Well, I wonder why it switched, why he went from talking to being not so talkative, because I seen a couple posts that were saying the same thing, and I wonder what changed to cause that. So the Eaglemen, they need to go back to the shooting range, something. 0-5 shots and everyone missed. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. They don't talk a whole lot about the shooting itself. So the Eaglemen, how come no one hit the guy? Well, and that was really messy at first too, because at first the reports were, some were saying that he was detained, and other reports were saying that he was shot and that he was killed, and it was like back and forth because we were checking it live right when it happened. Like, it was minutes old, and I was trying to find information on it. It was back and forth saying he was neutralized, which sort of was implying that he was dead. Then other reports were saying that he was in custody. Some were saying that he was shot and he was in custody. Others were saying that he had been shot and was dead. Like, just straight up saying he was now dead. And then they just show him naked on the floor there. Wrapped in a Mylar blanket. I don't know. And the lefties have all been saying that this is all staged and whatever. I'm trying to think who it was. I can't remember if it was Erica Kirk or if it was, I think it was Caroline Levitt. She was being interviewed or something right before they went into the room for the dinner, and she said something about there's going to be shots fired or something like that, like President Trump talking bad about Democrats. And then, 20 minutes later, the shooting happened. So they were trying to say that this is a slip, that she was kind of hinting towards this happening. I don't know. The conspiracy theories are always fun. Every time something happens, there's always conspiracy theories, and some of them sound likely and other ones just sound hateful and ignorant. Zero, I'm sick of mental illness being an excuse to commit crimes. Yeah. The Democrats will probably make him the presidential candidate after this. What's up, Peyton? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, there was a buddy who wrote a book about Baron Trump back in the 1800s. I've heard a lot of stuff about Baron being like a reincarnation and all kinds of stuff. The conspiracies around Baron are they're entertaining as well. Colty, the suspect, was shot in the ass. Secret Service agent was hit in the chest, and his vest protected him. Yeah, I didn't hear about him getting shot in the ass. He's getting a shot in the ass today. But yeah, I heard about the Secret Service agent getting protected by his vest. King of Biltong, fuck that. When a bullet hits you, there's nothing friendly about it, especially when it's from a colleague. Yeah, that's a grudge you don't let go of. Colty, it's already been confirmed it was not friendly fire. He did fire. Let's see. He did fire, went off, and it hit the guy center mass in his vest. It was the one that was pulling in that video. Yeah, that's what I thought when we were showing it, because you can see the guy kind of move for what looks like no reason. A lot of people are saying that that's why, or they believe that's when that agent was hit. The other thing that's strange is that they keep showing this black and white kind of pixelated video, but there's a clear colored version of this video all over the internet. But anytime the news shows it, it's this black and white Obama phone looking security footage. I'm not sure why they did that. Like, why did they only play the crappy one for the public? Done. I don't understand count 2. Pretty sure you could travel with a handgun or travel with a gun. You can travel with a gun, but different laws or different states have different laws for how you're supposed to travel and stuff like that. Like, I have a concealed carry, and I can carry a pistol here in Michigan, and there's a few other states that I can do that as well. But if I'm traveling to a state where my license is acknowledged, I have to also make sure all the states that I travel through to get to my destination, that they also recognize my concealed carry. If they don't, then I have to store it what's properly to their state laws while I'm in their state. And that's an annoying problem that shouldn't even exist in our country, because we all have the right to firearms until we do something to forfeit it. But in his situation, he was transporting a firearm with intent to commit a felony. If he didn't have this manifesto that supposedly exists, then it would be hard for them to prove that. But him making so many statements about wanting to target these people and then traveling with the firearm to then go and do what he did, that's what causes the problem there, is he was traveling and transporting a firearm with intent to commit a felony. Otherwise, yeah, you should be able to travel with a firearm. Major, who doesn't shoot an active shooter? Well, a lot of lefties believe it's only white people that don't get shot when there's an active shooter situation. But in this situation, the shooter wasn't white, so I'm not really sure. What's up, Tony Brez? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Wrench? Happy freedom to you. Major, every state should be constitutional carry. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely should be. What's up, Willie Fix It? Happy freedom to you. Willie Fix It, the AI or the color one is AI enhanced? No, I see. I only seen it the one time. I didn't see anybody say anything about that. Makes sense though. Roy, she works with CBS. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Fresca Bean? Happy freedom to you. Roy, I think it was staged by the media and the Dems. The woman in the silver dress that Trump said she did a great job. She put the festivities together. Trump would not stage, especially with his wife and family there. Well, I don't know. I try not to think about it too hard, because whatever's actually going on, we'll never know. Just like anytime anything goes on, we'll never actually know what happens. The lefties will always say something ignorant, and that's kind of all there is to it. We won't, we don't ever know what's actually happening. Look at the Charlie Kirk situation, right? Like, people in the middle don't really know much about anything. The normies, they don't know shit about shit. And so if you look at the way the news talks about it, the news says that Charlie Kirk is a right-wing activist, and other people refer to him as a podcaster. And it all depends on, who you're looking at to describe who he is. But to normies, he is only as he is described, because they don't know him. The lefties, they say that he was smoked by Erica Kirk, and that she's an awful person, and that she wasn't having a grieving process. She was celebrating becoming the head of Turning Point USA. And then right-wing people think all kinds of stuff. Look at Candace Owens and the things she was saying. So in the end, what do we know? Well, we don't know shit. We only know the information we gathered, and we only can, half-ass trust it, because we'll never actually know how it goes. And so I don't know. When I think about that stuff, and I try not to think too hard about it, because we'll never have an actual answer. But I think if President Trump actually staged the shooting that happened over the weekend, I think there would be more, it'd have been more dramatic. Somebody would have died, or he would have made it into the room where Trump was, or something. Saying, oh, Trump really staged this event where a shooter was down the hall 2 rooms over who was shot in the ass by Secret Service and never actually made it into the area. I don't know. Why would you stage something like that? It's not enough. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to stage something like that. Why would you only half-ass it? It just doesn't make sense to me. It seems like if you're going to put that kind of work into it, you'd have made it a blockbuster. It'd have been a huge deal. But I don't know. I don't think it was staged. I think it was just some ignorant lefty who lost his marbles. But that's just what I think. Here, Juicer, a woman took a wrong turn that forced her into New Jersey, and she caught a felony for her concealed gun. Yeah, I totally believe that, here, Juicer. These laws are against us. They're not for us. Guess, holy. Who's taking a shot in the ass, all right. What's up, Tom Tom? Happy freedom to you. Tom Tom, you can drive to Florida with a Michigan CPL, I believe. Yeah, but I think there's a couple states that I would have to change how I was transporting the firearm on the way, though. I have to look at it. These laws change all the time, too. Snooks, the old man, sat through it all and kept eating his mashed potatoes. There was a lot of people who didn't move and didn't do a whole lot. A lot of people are looking at the close-up of President Trump, which is funny because that's the angle we were looking at when it happened. But it seems like everybody in the room reacts to the sound of gunshots except for Trump. Trump is just sitting there staring at Melania, smirking, and the left is saying that image of him smirking at Melania while the gunshots are happening is President Trump enjoying watching fear on her face. And that information is going around crazy. I've read that probably 12 times a day already. What's up, Klaus Daniels? You a good boy. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate you, Peyton. Thank you for sticking with us. What's up, Appeal to Evan? Happy freedom to you. There are duplicates of Charlie Kirk. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people were saying that Erica Kirk was taking advantage of the cameras in the location during the shooting as well, because she was seen leaving the area saying she just wanted to go home and she was crying and stuff. And it's interesting to watch so many people watch the same video and then have very, very different reactions to it. I always think that is really interesting because we see it in the chat. We'll cover a video and Twitch responses will be very different than YouTube responses, and Rumble responses are very different than YouTube responses. It's like a certain kind of personality is attracted to these specific kind of platforms. There's so much psychological shit when observing all of this, and then also observing people observing videos. And so like I was saying about the Erica Kirk thing, right-wing people are seeing that and they're like, oh, she's a poor widow. This is her re-experiencing what happened to Charlie Kirk over again. And then you look at left-wing people and they're like, oh, she's part of the staged event. Is she going to go on another celebration tour and all this stuff? And I don't know. Like I keep saying, I try not to get invested in it. I try to just be entertained by it all. Because no matter what, we can't do anything about it. Appeal to Evan, found on TikTok 2 guys that look exactly like him and they were officers of the law. That's interesting. Right mind. I think Los Angeles has those kind of taxis. I know that it's supposed to eventually be a thing because we covered a video a couple months ago that was saying that during the Olympics is supposed to happen in California, they want to be able to transport all of the players to the stadium using these air taxis because they're saying it'd be safer and more efficient. But I don't know that stuff is available to the public right now, but we'll see. What's up, Pipelines Drifter? Happy freedom to you. What is your name? No Prob News. Happy freedom to you. What's up, FEMA Region? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Will? Happy freedom. What's up, I Like Salt? Happy freedom. Oh, I appreciate you, I Like Salt. Thank you for hanging out with us. Oh, you're a badass, Tiki Chops. I appreciate you. I believe there's one big cat. I know you see him struggling to get in his Klaus bowl there. Will, my Ring doorbell camera takes better video. Yeah, I agree. They recorded it with an Obama phone. Meta, Trump doesn't need to have time to stage shit. I don't think he needs to stage things either. But the left says that because they believe that he's losing MAGA. And that's because the news is telling the normies that President Trump's approval rating is the lowest it has ever been. So when they hear that and then there's a shooting over the weekend, then they assume that President Trump needs to stage an event like this to get his approval rating up out of sympathy. But that only makes sense to a person who actually believes that President Trump is losing favorability with the people who actually voted for him, which I don't believe. I think some people voted for him and they thought things would be going better than they are, or they thought that we wouldn't be in any wars, and now we're at war with Iran, and so they're disappointed in that. But I think the majority of people that voted for Trump either have already gotten what they wanted, or they're just enjoying the show on the way to get what, and they fully believe they're going to get what they voted for. I think only a few people actually regret it to a point where they make it a part of their identity, like Tucker Carlson, right? Tucker Carlson came out and put a video out there where he was apologizing for helping Trump get elected and says, more or less, if you voted for Trump, then you are implicated in all the wrong things that he's doing, which I think is really ignorant for Tucker Carlson to say. But I don't think that that represents a large portion of anybody that voted for President Trump in any capacity, like not at all. It's just the news lies, blue team and normies believe it, and then they come up with their own conspiracies based off things that happen, which is really crazy. Again, if you put this in context, a lefty believed the lies. He became an extremist. He showed up at the event to cause problems and potentially do bad things to President Trump. The event happens. Lefties watch the news of this happening. And what do they say? Trump has to stage this because he has the lowest approval rating he has ever had, according to the fake news that passes the lies in the first place. So you're just watching blue team absorb their toxic bullshit and remain in this delirious kind of delusional state because of their own toxicity. And that's why I say it's important to just be entertained by the bullshit and try not to be invested in it. Because none of the shit makes sense. Like, none of it makes sense. We were watching Looney Tunes being loony. Anyways, moving forward here, let's get into this midlife break. This is our funny video halfway through. And like I said, this is provided by Gingerfire. And this is titled, Why I Never Sleep.
Hey, it's late. You need to get to sleep. But I don't want to sleep. Why not? Because tomorrow. What do you mean? Nothing's happening tomorrow. It's just a regular day. Yeah, but I have all these responsibilities on a regular day. Right now, they all expired. Nobody expects anything of me. I have no responsibilities left. It's relaxing. Well, now you have the responsibility to go to sleep. No! I am a free spirit at night. I carry no burdens until tomorrow. I mean, technically it's past midnight, so it's already tomorrow. Don't torture me with facts! Hey, it's late. You need...
Yep. Anyways, getting back into the news here. Next up, we got a little bit more about the Correspondents dinner shooting stuff. We got doubly the first video, First Lady slams Jimmy Kimmel for hateful and violent rhetoric. And then the second video, we're going to watch 4 or 5 minutes from the 60 Minutes interview with President Trump, and he's going to be talking about how he feels and what he thinks about the whole Correspondents' dinner. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open a browser, go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this pulled up. Like I said, we got a doubly. And this is something nasty that Jimmy Kimmel did that everybody's mad about. And then President Trump doing an interview with 60 Minutes. Once again, this is titled, First Lady slams Jimmy Kimmel for hateful and violent rhetoric. Hit the like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube. And let's get into this.
The First Lady is calling out Jimmy Kimmel for a joke that she says crossed the line. Melania Trump is also implying that ABC should fire him. So this could become a big free speech fight. The late night host made this comment last Thursday when he was imagining holding a roast at the White House Correspondents' dinner.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Now, in the aftermath of the actual dinner, and with a dinner shooting suspect in custody, The First Lady says that Kimmel's rhetoric is violent and hateful. Quote, his words are corrosive and deepens the political sickness within America. ABC and its parent company Disney will have to decide how to respond. Last September, Kimmel came under similar criticism from the Trump administration, and some ABC-affiliated stations decided to yank his show, leading ABC to preempt it nationwide. First Amendment and free speech groups cried foul, and viewers across the country said ABC was caving to the government. Less than a week later, Kimmel was back on the air.
Okay. So like I said, we got a doubly. This next video here is going to be a few minutes out of President Trump's interview with 60 Minutes here. It's all related around the same topic, the whole deal with the shooting for the Correspondents dinner. Let me see where this begins. All right. Like I said, this is going to be a few minutes from the extended interview President Trump on White House Correspondents' dinner. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
To see.
I do a lot of things and I get things done. And, you know, we're respected now as a country all over the world. And some people love that, but some people probably don't.
Mr. President, I'm sure you've now had the opportunity to see some of the pictures of what happened last night, and I want to walk through that.
Sure.
It was just around 8:30 p.m. You are sitting there next to the First Lady. The entertainer named Oz Perlman is talking to you. He's known as the mentalist. When did you know something was wrong?
Right around that point. In fact, you can see the expression on the First Lady's face, and your president of the evening, chairman or president or both, who is doing a great job, by the way.
Weijia Jiang,
your
CBS
associate,
News.
yeah, who's a terrific person. And she was, you know, she had this big smile. I mean, they were, you know what they were talking about? They were asking the name of Caroline's child that he didn't know, I guess. But
Your
he was
press
able
secretary is expecting, and he was trying to guess
That's
the
right.
baby's name.
That's right. And that was the question. That was what he was actually able to get it. I'm not sure I'm a believer in this, but he was able to get it. And the First Lady and your associate were amazed. You could see and that
Shock
was,
on their faces.
It wasn't the shock about something outside. But right after that, we heard a big bang, and it was either a gunshot or it was a tray of dishes, which happens a lot in ballrooms. And I was hoping it was a tray, but it wasn't.
You mentioned the First Lady. Her face, she looked very alarmed. Was she scared?
Well, I don't want to say, and people don't like having it said that they were scared, but certainly, I mean, who wouldn't be when you have a situation like that? By that time, I think she realized ahead of time that that was more of a bullet than it was a tray. And she was, I looked at her face just a little while ago before I came. I saw the scene. They played it for me in, you know, pretty good close-up. And she looked very upset about what just took place, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
You see the security moving quickly,
Right.
within seconds, grabbing the vice president by his coat, lifting him up, bringing him out. Then the counter assault comes in. Took 10 seconds for them to flank you, Mr. President, and then 20 seconds to get you out. It looked chaotic. At one point, you were down. What was happening?
Well, what happened is it was a little bit me. I wanted to see what was happening, and I wasn't making it that easy for him. I wanted to see what was going on. And by that time, we started to realize maybe it was a bad problem, different kind of a problem, bad one, and different than what would be normal noise from a ballroom, which you hear all the time. And I was surrounded by great people, and I probably made them act a little bit more slowly. I said, wait a minute, let me see, wait a minute. So, you know, I'm telling guys.
Just at that moment where it looks like you go sort of down with the service, you were telling them to wait?
Well, no, what happened is then I started walking with them. I started walking, and they said, please go down on the floor. So I went down, and First Lady went down also, but we were asked to go down by the agents as I was walking. In other words,
They wanted you almost to crawl
I was
out.
standing up, pretty much. I was standing up, and then turned around the opposite direction and started pretty much walking out, pretty tall, a little bent over because I'm not looking to be standing too tall. And but I was walking out. It was about halfway there, and they said, "Please go down to the floor. Please go down to the floor." So I dropped to the floor. So did the First Lady.
What was your thought at that moment? What did the First Lady say?
Well, my thought was, I've been through this before a couple of times, and she has not, to this extent. She handled it great. I mean, she's very strong, smart. She got it. She knew what was happening. She listened. I did too, by the way.
Because this was the first time
when
she
they
was...
said, when they said drop down, that meant trouble. And obviously, I'm the president, and I listened to what they said. Please drop down, sir. Please drop down. So I was walking halfway, and then I dropped down at the final because we had a little ways to go where you're exposed to the ballroom surroundings. And then I got up, and we went to a hold room for a while, and I tried to get them to continue the event, if possible.
You wanted to go back in.
I did, I really did, because I don't like to have a criminal or a sick person or somebody, whoever he is, you'll figure it out. I mean, I think we're already figuring out he's a man with a lot of problems. But you don't want to have somebody like this, essentially attacking our Constitution, attacking our country, changing events that are, it's an important event. It was a very
night celebrating the First Amendment and the freedom of the press.
That's right, exactly. And this was a record setter. I mean, this was a very big, that dinner had some problems for the last 9 years, and I didn't help them. And this time I went, and I felt really good being there. There was a great camaraderie. I wasn't sure what the response. It was, a lot of press, a lot of media. And when I walked in, I got a very nice applause. I wasn't sure. I said, told my wife, I said, I may walk in and they may give me a hard time, or I may walk in, let's see what happens. And I walked in and got very nice, I think they were happy to see me there, actually. And I can tell you, there's the biggest impact that I saw in the entire evening was, and I say this being somebody that's had a lot of, let's say we've argued a little bit to get things that I want done. I fight for a border, and they fight for an open border, and we have a lot of differences.
You've got some tough words for the press in the back.
There was tremendous. By this time, the event had taken place. People were starting to feel safe. There was tremendous camaraderie. I mean, I saw Democrats, I saw senators, I saw congressmen and women. I saw people that weren't necessarily on my side, from the other party, mostly. Pretty much the Republicans are on my side, so I'm not that, surprised. And they were going, way to go, There was spirit in that room. I mean, it was like the whole country was together. It was pretty amazing. It made a big impression. It was very nice to see.
Do you think...
All right. President Trump responding to a 60 Minutes interview. I feel like she was cutting him off too much. Like, he had to continuously speak, otherwise she would try and jump right in and either make assumptions about how he felt or just try to change the topic entirely. Either way, next up, deputies recover a body near Howard Franklin Bridge while searching for the missing USF student, and they believe that's who they found because it's right next to where they found the first body. It's obviously a follow-up. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these last two videos. The first one, Jimmy Kimmel joking about Melania as if she's expected to be a widow before the shooting happened at the White House Correspondents' dinner. Melania and President Trump calling for Kimmel to be fired. They keep saying this is a free speech issue, but that has nothing to do with being at a job. Your job can fire you for saying anything. It's the government can't do shit to you for speaking unless you're threatening people or certain things like that. So I think it's annoying every time this kind of stuff happens and they're like, oh, well, free speech. That has nothing to do with him being fired for saying inappropriate things on live TV. Either way, and then the second video there, President Trump during a 60 Minutes interview responding to questions about the shooting that happened at the Correspondents' dinner. Like I said, we got a follow-up video with the missing student, or at least they believe this body could be the missing USF student. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom to you. Russell, the Dems have no good policies. They just hate Trump. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's interesting because blue voters don't even realize that. If you say anything bad about Kamala, if you say anything bad about Biden, if you say anything about any of their policies, their immediate response is to attack President Trump. And it's interesting because it's even if you personally don't agree with what's going on, then they attack Trump. Like that somehow hurts you. They don't like you, so in order to get at you, they're going to say bad things about Trump. And they don't understand that line of logic, like, really shows how brainwashed they are. They're just totally detached from their brain. What's up, Leo? Happy freedom to you. Pilled Evan, didn't they say the guy had a shotgun, so if he used buckshot and they didn't turn the tables over, the spread would hit them under the floor? Well, I don't know if he had a shotgun with him when he came into the place, because supposedly he shot the Secret Service guy, and that guy wasn't shot with buckshot. So I don't really know. Can you hear this cat? This is going. I don't even know what he's going off about. It's not fancy feast time yet. Yeah? Are you fading away? Oh, starving. You've only had 2 bowls of treats today. And you poor cat, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's a big old dragon cat here. You need to come on. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. He wants his fancy feast. He wants it now. Thank you so much, Colty, for the doll hair over on Rumble. You're a badass, Colty. Thank you so much for the support. Says, I got to go to the store. I'll still be listening to the show. Thank you for, let's see. Thank you so much, and I really hope your day gets better. We all love you, man. Thank you, Colty. Much love to you. Be safe out there. Those crazies that are out there. And I appreciate you, Colty. Thank you for the support. Doesn't it look like Melania fell and he tried to help her up and fell too? Yeah, there's a lot of people that were saying that they believe that he had fallen and stuff like that. I don't know. Appeal to Heaven. Does her hair look fake? The interview lady. I think it looked fake. Appeal to Evan, second time Jimmy has done this. Yeah, I can't remember what he said the first time, but I think that what he was saying this time was inappropriate enough to where he could be terminated. I don't think he will be because of how the Democrats protect each other, but there's actually already a lot of reports of this, but there's a lot of people who are not famous who have been terminated from their job because they go out there and say stuff very much like what Jimmy Kimmel said. And a lot of times they get terminated because as an employee, they're a representation of the brand. So if they're out there saying that assassination attempts are a good thing, well, that makes the brand look bad. And so a lot of times those employees get fired for it. And like I said, they're not famous like Jimmy Kimmel, and he's probably going to get special treatment because of that. But that's the situation there. It's definitely not a free speech situation. If you work at a Pizza Hut and you start screaming "fuck you" to all the customers, $10 says you're getting fired. Like you can't just do whatever the fuck you want and keep your job. It's not the same thing as the government cracking down on free speech. And I think that they say this kind of stuff on the news to watch people repeat this to confirm that the public is stupid. I swear that's why it's the same thing telling people to wear a mask. Just show us that you comply with how stupid you are. Like we want to guarantee you're this dumb. We think you're dumb enough to believe this. And people in the public are like, oh no, you can't fire Jimmy Kimmel because of free speech. And they're like, good, you are that stupid. Keep voting blue. Like I don't know. Every time the blue team talks, it's a IQ test. Guess you guys hear about that cat that started eating his owner's neck when he fell asleep for not feeding him? The owner died. Well, I don't know if I'm that lucky. Guess we'll see. Styling, Sam. I look famous on the big screen. Not you, Klaus. It's not about you. He's like, what are you talking about? It's all about me. Klaus is the CEO of the company. Thank you so much, King of Biltong, for gifting a sub over on Rumble. You're a badass, Biltong. Thank you so much for making more hooligans. Look at Klaus getting rambunctious. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom. What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom to you. Rappy, look what happened to Roseanne, and what she said wasn't nearly as bad as what Jimmy Kimmel said. Yeah. He gets a pass because that's how the Democrats are. Branch, at this point, Trump should just dress up and load up as a SWAT member. Could you imagine Trump coming out with an AR and he's got vest on, he's got the whole outfit on, tactical helmet with the goggles up? He should. Why not? And there's no reason why he couldn't do that. What's up, Giggling Spy? Happy freedom to you. Hey, I appreciate you, King of Biltong. Be safe out there, and thank you for stopping in. What's up, Tao? Happy freedom. The lefty violent rhetoric is a call to arms. I agree. What's up, Green Eyes? Happy freedom to you. Sam, I'm kicked back in my chair. It looks smaller in the picture, just saying. That's what she said, Sam. It's kind of a compliment if you think about it. Oh, you got me. It says it's what she said. You beat me to it, Sam. Shit. Great minds think alike. That is so funny. It's funny. What's up, Pain? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rhyme Time? What's up, Anna Kims? Happy freedom. What's up, Slenderella? Happy freedom to you. Anna Kims. Oh, you don't need to build up Klaus's ego. It's big enough. Are you starving? You fading away, teddy bear cat? Oh, I can't touch your face? I'm touching your face. Mm-hmm. I get him all riled up, and then I get mad that he's all riled up. It's this relationship with me and Klaus Daniels is like two grumpy old men. Meta, the Klaus siren, he is. He's ringing the alarm. Meta, Secret Service earning their paycheck, yeah. Thank you so much, Guess Who, for gifting subs over on Twitch. You're a badass, Guess Who. Thank you so much for making more hooligans. Guess Who? It came out today that he used Amtrak. They did not check any of his bags. Unreal. I don't know much about traveling by train. Apparently you can bring guns and knives and it's not a big deal. TBD, did they make Butthead's image after Jimmy Kimmel? It could be. What's up, Plukester? Happy freedom. What's up, Burn Pile? Happy freedom to you. Plukester, what's worse about Jimmy Kimmel's comments is that his wife is actually his lead writer. Holy crap. Yeah, they should be investigated. Their houses should be raided. Burn Pile, I make fun of people all the time, starting with myself. It's the way to do it. It's the way to do it. Look at this, guess on. This is exactly how President Trump should have showed up to the presser. Right after the shooting, he did that emergency presser. He should have showed up just like this with an ice hat. He should have had an ice hat on with the presidential logo. Oh my God, the lefties have been losing their marbles. Holy shit. Anyways, moving forward here. Like I said, deputies recover body near Howard Franklin Bridge while searching for the missing USF student. This is obviously a follow-up to the situation we've already covered where the roommate who was in a towel was arrested by the SWAT team after they had discovered a body of a missing USF student near a bridge. They were still looking for the other missing student. Now they've recovered a body. They haven't confirmed if it is the student or not, but that's kind of the direction this is going. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Right now, we're waiting for answers from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office about a second body that was found Sunday near the Howard Franklin Bridge.
Yeah, Jenny Dean is live for us outside of the Pinellas County Medical Examiner's Office where that body was taken. Jenny, this case has moved fast all weekend with some new developments continuing to come in.
Absolutely. You know, the search yesterday, the search area, it was very active. They searched through much of Sunday. Authorities from both Pinellas and Hillsborough County, right in that area near I-275 and 4th Street North around the Howard Franklin Bridge. And then late last night, Hillsborough County deputies did confirm that they found a body. They were working to identify the remains and that this was still a very active investigation. And remember, this is the same area where the body of USF student Zamil Limon was found. So a lot of people are wondering if this could be Nahida Brishti. Now, Limon and Brishti were last seen April 16th. Limon's body was found Friday. Now, they were able to arrest his roommate, 26-year-old Hisham Agubagare. He was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He's being held without bond in Hillsborough County, of course, after his first court appearance this weekend. He does have another court appearance scheduled for tomorrow, which would be a status hearing. Of course, we're going to be staying on top of that. Now, why am I here in Pinellas County? Because the remains were found in Pinellas County. They were taken here to the Pinellas County Medical Examiner's Office, where investigators are now working to confirm the identity of the remains. Of course, this is something we are staying top of with 10 Tampa Bay News, and we're going to keep you updated every step of the way. We're live in Largo. Jenny Dean, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Okay. So I assume we'll have another follow-up once they identify if that is the missing student or not. They're saying the deputies found a body while searching for the missing USF student. They say that this body has been found near where the first body was discovered. And like I said, the body has not been identified yet. So I assume that'll be the next follow-up video. Either way, next up, DOJ discovered 350,000 dead people on the voter roll. They're talking about how they are trying to get voter information from all 50 states so they can crack down on voter fraud. Of course, they're also looking into 2020 and stuff like that. We've covered a couple videos now of them going to court for Fulton County and the records that they found there. This is kind of an overview of how it's going across the country. Of course, blue states are fighting against it, and we've covered videos on that too, where the blue state leaders are out here making commercials for us, saying that the reason they're resisting this voter roll situation with the federal government is because they are protecting our personal information from the federal government, which is where our private information came from in the first place. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but the blue team really wants you to believe that bullshit. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this follow-up video to the missing USF student. Guess California is voting on requiring ID to vote. Think about that. That's interesting. Guess they're gonna let us vote on it too, right? Guess looks like Stifler's mom. Guess I learned all about trains in prison. Very nice. Very nice. Russell, they don't check your bags on trains. Interesting. I wonder if they're going to start doing that. I wonder, what if this was a big enough event for that to happen? They're like, we have to increase screenings on trains because of the event that happened, just like they did with airports. 911 day happened, and then all of a sudden they made it a huge pain in the ass to go through airports. So, Frame Boys, happy Frame to you. Pilled Evans sounds like the killer is putting them all in the same spot. That's what I was thinking too, and it makes me wonder if the body that they found on the bridge maybe was going to the same spot that the body that they just found was located, but maybe something spooked him. Like maybe he was taking the body to that location, and a car drove by, or a cop drove by, and he thought it was game over, dropped the body and fled. Never went back to finish the job because maybe he felt it was too late. And I don't know. It makes me wonder, though, why would he put him in the same location, especially if the one was found at the bridge? Like it doesn't sound like it was hidden or anything like that. It sounds like somebody just came across it and it was near the bridge for the first body discovered. You guys all trying to pronounce his last name? Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people are saying that these three individuals are V1 visa people or whatever. Remember when Elon and Trump and everybody was fighting over these one visa something or other? I don't remember what it was called, but it was about bringing in people from outside the country so they could work jobs that they feel Americans aren't equipped to work as far as employees. A lot of them are tech jobs and stuff like that. People are saying that these three individuals are all here on those kind of visas, and it could be just gossip because I haven't heard it anywhere outside of the comments, but there's been people referencing that. Appeal to Evan. All events, all transportations should have metal detectors. Like, haven't they learned yet? Yeah. Well, I don't know why they don't do that. Appeal to Evan. Serial killers do that. Put them all in the same spot. I didn't realize that. Meta. Kimmel is a walking wiener. I mean, I guess. He's probably a huge fan of wiener. Cast a V1 visa. I can't remember what they're called. My feed, Green River murders. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, DOJ discovered 350,000 people, dead people, were on the voter rolls. They're going to be giving us some information on how this nationwide voter fraud audit is going, because the information has not been very easily found. What we hear mostly is about Fulton County, and even that's dead right now. The news is working double time to convince people that this is all a waste of time and that all of these claims have been debunked before they've even had their day in court. So obviously they're worried about it. Either way, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick that you should go join jeffmaclive.com. Go set up a profile, create posts for Hooligans Alley, the forums, and the group chats. Plus watching the live is a lot more fun with memes and gifs in the chat. There's tons of stuff to do and new things happening every day. Select a free membership in order to get started. Let me drop this link in the chats really quick, and then we're going to move forward into this voter fraud situation. Saints, happy freedom to you. H-1B visas. Yeah, yep, I think you're right. That's what I'm talking about. And like I said, I haven't seen any official reporting or anything saying that these three individuals with the missing Florida students and all of that are actually H-1B visas or whatever it is. That's just stuff that people are commenting under these kind of videos. So I haven't heard any official reporting on it. It's just something I heard. Anyways, getting into this voter fraud, DOJ discovered 350,000 dead people on the voter rolls, and that's just so far. They haven't got all the information from all 50 states because some of these states are fighting it and resisting giving these records over, even though they're legally obligated to. But just out of the 60 million records they've gone through so far, more than 250,000 of voters on the roll are dead people. 100,000 more. Anyways, hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Well, on to this. The Justice Department may take legal action next week against the clerk for the Detroit area, and it is demanding about 865,000 ballots and hundreds of thousands of records from the 2024 election. Michigan's Attorney General says that the request is baseless and politically motivated. Let's bring in Harmeet Dillon. You know her. She's the U.S. Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights. Harmeet, why are you looking at these ballots in Wayne County? What caused the DOJ to take a look here?
Well, Kaylee, thanks for having me. The reason we're doing this is because Michigan itself has had several instances of voter prosecutions for fraudulent voting in the last couple of years. And so we cited those in our letter. And we're entitled, on behalf of the Attorney General, to look at these records under several federal statutes. I'm looking specifically at the 1960 Civil Rights Act, a transparency statute. And so we've been going all over the country to look at voter rolls to make sure that states are compliant with the Help America Vote Act. And because Wayne County has had these problematic issues and we're within the statute of limitations of 22 months where they have to retain these records, we'd like to look at them, and particularly given the instances of fraud that I just mentioned, as well as 2020 election complaints and irregularities.
So you've asked all 50 states to look at the voter rolls. And I think it's a worthy endeavor. No one wants illegal immigrants voting. Everyone wants, dead people off the rolls. Some states have worked with you. Other states have not. Can you tell me about that effort and where it stands today?
Sure. We've gotten voluntary compliance or settlements with about a third of the states, and we've run about 60 million plus records. And in that regard, we've already found 350,000 dead people on the voter rolls, and those are in the states that are voluntarily complying with us. And we've referred about 25,000 people with no citizenship records in those states, again, the ones that are voluntarily complying with us. Now, big states like California, New York, Illinois, Democrat states, Michigan, they're defying our efforts, and they don't want to show us their voter rolls. They have a requirement under federal law to maintain clean voter rolls, and frankly, they don't do it. Most states don't. They're out of compliance. And Americans, no matter their party, need to have confidence in the outcome of our elections, and that in turn means only American citizens are getting ballots and voting ballots, and only once. It's pretty basic.
So how do you get access to these? Do you take these states to court?
Oh, yeah. We're in litigation with 29 states and the District of Columbia, and we're in expedited appeals in the Ninth Circuit and the Sixth Circuit, and we're teeing up appeals in the First Circuit as well. Some judges are simply refusing to comply with this federal civil rights statute. And, it hasn't been litigated much because the DOJ, frankly, hasn't been doing this job in prior administrations, and now we are. And it's a very important role, and it's overdue.
You also joined Elon Musk yesterday, and this is over a Colorado law. Basically, AI, as I understand it, there are algorithms that promote.
All right. Talking about voter fraud, they go on to start talking about AI and all of that, and we don't need that today. Anyways, they're saying the DOJ is investigating voter fraud. They say that they've asked all states to provide voter rolls and information like that. They say about a third of the states have complied. They've looked through 60 million plus records so far. And out of those records, they found 350,000 dead people that are still on the rolls, 25,000 illegals who are also voting. And they say the Democrat states are fighting against revealing their voter rolls, and even named Michigan as one of them. They're in court right now with 29 states to try and force them to provide those voter records, and we'll see how that goes because the court system moves very slow. And even if they don't provide the voter records, there's not going to be people going to jail. Like, that's absolutely not going to happen. It just never will. Probably fines that they won't have to pay for like 20 years and stupid shit like that. So we'll see how it goes. I'm interested in the fact that they're doing it at all. The investigation is something that should have happened years ago. But it is entertaining, I will say that. Anyways, coming up next, Lefty's Losing It. Today it's titled Democrats Own This Violence. It's coming up next, but first, we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about this investigation the DOJ is doing, trying to crack down on voter fraud. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom to you. Russell, yeah, when I die, don't let me vote Democrat. That's why we got to do something about this. Well, somebody needs to do something about it. There isn't anything for us to do. They don't listen to us anyways. Sam, Gavin Newsome is a psychopath? Yeah, I think so too. That's why he looks like the Joker. Appeal to Evan, the tanning bed burnt her up. I didn't notice. Oh, Kevin, I'll check it out after the live. Meta, cough up the records. Well, they're supposed to by law. They're supposed to keep these records and stuff just in case they're being audited. And so now it's time to be audited, and they're fighting it. It's like it should be an automatic issue. You shouldn't have to take these people to court. Like, they're working a job. It's not a lifestyle. It's a job. If you don't do your job, then you should be fired. There's supposed to be consequences to not doing it. It's only when we go to work. Like, only when we go to work do we have to do our job, or else we'll be fired. These elected officials, they just do whatever they want. And even if there is any kind of accountability, it's they're being censured. They get a stern talking to. They might have to pay some doll hairs. That's it. They never go to jail. They never lose their job. It's so stupid. All right, hooligans, moving forward. Like I said, we got lefties losing it. And get this pulled up. What color do you think Rita is wearing today? I don't even know because YouTube wants to fight me so bad on this. Come on, you piece of shit. I want to show you how bad it's buffering, but I can't because as soon as I pull up, you're going to see what color Rita's wearing. Just giving you extra time to place your votes here. I sit here and fight with YouTube because life's not hard enough. There we go. Jesus loves us. Holy. Anyways, what color is Rita wearing today? Zero says black. Russell says blue balls blue. Colty saying blue. Appeal to Heaven saying blue. Daynon saying yellow. Happy freedom to you, Daynon. Boom. Happy freedom to you. Boom saying green. Plastic Quack saying yellow. Dutton saying blue. Meta saying maroon. Rich. Blue with black stripes. Very specific. Larry saying yellow. Snook's boobs, ass, and coochie semi-shaved into a heart. I don't know if her butt here is shaved into a heart, but we'll imagine. You know, we'll use our imagination. Rappy saying purple. My feet saying red. Ghostly saying green for Godzilla. Godzilla. It's a good one, Ghostly. You might be right today. Happy freedom to you, Ghostly. Boom, I think I'm overdue for a win here. It could be you. Everybody place their bets. Rich saying pink underwear. So blue with black stripes and pink underwear on. She's going to have to show us her underwear in order for this to be conclusive. Green Eye saying pink. Sam saying magenta. Tis. You guys are cracking me up. Holy. Is that everybody? Did everybody place their bets here? Cass, red, my go-to. She wears a lot of red. One of these days you're going to get it for sure. Guess someone says butthole black. It might be. For him, boys, I'm married, so I can't. I mean, I guess. I understand. Slenderella saying yellow. Lots of yellows today. Slampire, happy freedom to you. Brown chicken, brown cow, brown. There you go, Slampire. Today might be your day. Low Ender, happy freedom to you. Low Ender saying black. Elder Zoomer saying blue. Let's make sure we get everybody. Anna Kim's is saying black today. They're running out of time. Does everybody place their bets? I think so. All right, today, Rita's wearing whatever color that is. It's not quite blurple. It's a little bit lighter than Barney purple. It's got too much blue for it to be pink eye pink. But it's got dark gray underneath, so at least I know that color, right? Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
For lefties losing it. And we've had yet another attempt on President Trump's life. Gosh, I don't know how killing the leader of the free world became normalized.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Yep, that was the dangerously unfunny, perpetually miserable Jimmy Kimmel delivering a fake White House Correspondents' dinner speech. But his antics pale into insignificance compared with our own homegrown hard-left loser who literally called for Americans to murder President Trump. She even tried to encourage lonely incels to assassinate the president to get female attention. Here is Abby Chatfield.
Americans, when are you going to do it? Why isn't it already done? Every day there's another happening, right? Awful for your country. Awful, right? Why don't we redirect this energy to something else? You know, there's all these incels that are going, oh my, so they go and do. You know what would actually make people respect you a little bit and make people want you? Is if you did it. You get heaps of fan mail. Oh my God. Just do it.
Yep, that's the character that Kiss FM is inflicting on their dwindling audience. I wonder if Cole Allen heard that call for violence. Here's a fellow teacher who is fantasizing about the president's death. These people teach your children. Think about that.
I wake up each morning hoping he has died. I go to bed each night hoping by the time I get up in the morning, he has died.
What the hell?
I'm fully convinced that we can't even begin to start fixing any of our problems until he has died.
And here is a woman irate that the shooter missed again.
Why can none of you aim across a grassy knoll in the back of a moving car? We were real Americans. Stop pulling the trigger unless you have the shot.
Now to the Democrats. They have a long, shameful history of calling for violence, calling for unrest and inciting hate.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
After this latest assassination attempt, the Democrats are now falling all over themselves, advocating for peaceful debate. Expect that to last for about 24 hours, and then they'll revert back to type, back to whipping up hate, fear, and hysteria. But for now, we're hearing these comforting words from the likes of Hakeem Jeffries.
Violence is never the answer, whether it's targeted at the right, the left, or the center. We have issues that we have to work out amongst each other.
And Hakeem was keen to point out this is a both sides problem. It's not. It's not. And he also wants us to believe the virulently anti-American forces that hate President Trump, hate him so much that they're now siding with the Iranian regime. Well, we must believe that they actually really deep down love America.
Do the best that we can to set the most appropriate example. Again, to disagree with each other strongly when necessary, to battle it out in the public sphere of ideas, but to make sure that we respect the opposition in terms of those disagreements that are anchored in principle, and also to make clear that everybody, whatever your ideological perspective is, we all love America.
Oh, do we? Do we really, Hakeem? It was only a few days ago, less than a week ago, when good old Hakeem was posing in front of this image, and he was pushing a message of maximum warfare everywhere, all the time. Doesn't sound terribly peaceful to me. Sounds rather violent. And let's not forget this messaging from Hakeem, characterising the MAGA movement as extremists who are threats against the nation.
The threat right now in this country to the American people are extreme MAGA Republicans. That's the threat. That's the problem. That's the crisis that we confront. Extreme MAGA Republicans.
Now, the crazy thing is he was saying that during Joe Biden's presidency. They were in charge and he was still characterising MAGA as an extremist threat, even as the country was being invaded by millions of illegal immigrants. And Hakeem kept using that hyperbolic language.
The time for extreme MAGA Republican partisanship is over. The time for extreme MAGA Republican brinksmanship is over. The time for extreme MAGA Republican gamesmanship is over. It's time to do the business of the American people and the free world.
Joining me now is Newsweek's senior editor-at-large, Josh.
All right. Well, there is Rita. She's got her hair all blown out. Anyways, that does wrap up the news. We are going to be getting into the fun stuff. We're going to be cracking open today's door of the Puzzle Advent Calendar. It was sent by Watchmen. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Stowner, and it's titled, Picking Up a Few Things for the Wife. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Sly Dog, and it's titled, Kids Getting Movie Roles in Hollywood. All of that's coming up next, but first, we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about lefties losing it. Look at Klaus's neck rolls. Don't drown there, buddy. Don't suffocate yourself. You need a Stairmaster. You're big and fat. Big and fat. Yeah, look at him. He can't even open his eyeballs. He's got to take a nap before it's fancy feast time. Anyways, reading through the chat. Nah, Sam, I don't think it's going to be that eventful. I was just curious. Guess is he already gone? Lurking. Probably lurking. Sam, I don't believe the right will do anything violent, actually, because they have jobs and too much to lose. Yeah. I think that's why they haven't seen the pushback that they keep asking for, because they want it. And I used to say this during the lockdowns all the time. We're not really under that kind of pressure like we used to be. But the left, the blue voters act like they want these problems because they don't see these problems in the streets. They don't see right-wing people actually hunting them down or doing bad things like they claim. Otherwise, they'd be too scared to actually go out and say some shit like that because they'd be worried about being targeted. That's, I mean, a pretty good sign right there that it's not actually happening. But the blue leaders encourage blue voters to behave this way for the day that red voters actually play the game. The day that happens, when right wing actually goes out there and acts like assholes, like the left keeps saying, that day will make the government smile. Because if we can't control ourselves, the government will gladly show up to control us. And so that's what they want. Blue team baits their voters into poking the bear, so the day the bear actually gets active, the government can show up to do control. And that's why you never really want to participate in that shit. Everybody knows that the dumb, smelly people out there who vote for Hyena Harris and shit like that. But don't give in to their bullshit. They're breaking into your house. They're hurting you. They're hurting your family. That's different. But if they're out there talking that shit, just don't participate in it. Because it's all a ploy for the government to come crack down on everybody. So you got to just let them losers be losers over there and squeal as loud as they can. And unless they're actually hurting you or your family or something like that, you got to just let those tards be, because it's bait. That's what it is. It is bait for conservatives. That's why they look that way. That's why they smell that way. You know what I mean? They're encouraging engagement. It's just the voters are too stupid to realize they're the bait. Boom, stay away from crazy. That's right. Colty, you're going to give him a complex. Stop calling him fat. Start calling him handsome. Klaus Daniels is going to be fine. He is so loved. He is so loved. I can't even explain it. We do duets. We do lots of singing, lots of choreographed dancing. We make lots of funny videos that nobody ever gets to see. He gets loved by all of you guys. on a regular basis. He has 2 totes full of cat toys. He's got 3 or 4 towers. He has a scratch post that's as tall as I am. I mean, he is loved. His diet is mainly variations of treats. I mean, I don't know. He can handle being called fat. He enjoys it. He enjoys it. He thinks it's part of his name, so it's all good. It's all good. Ghostly, exactly. This is the life that Klaus is living right now. Like, don't you worry. He's not overeating because he's depressed. It's because he's loved so much. He's a big fat Klaus. Livid review. Klaus is a product of white supremacy. Yeah, exactly. Right-wing funds are going into making my cat fat. It's a true form of extremism. Look at all that extremism just melting off the Klaus Tower there. It's so funny. Guess right now, he seems to have Quaaludes. Oh yeah, he's got the good stuff. Sam, Klaus is a high-quality kidder. He is. He's a lot to love, I'll tell you that. Thank you so much, Colty, for the doll hair over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Colty. Thank you so much. Says, for the Klaus treats. Very nice. Thank you, Colty. Plastic Quack. He's a fancy feast fascist. He is. I want to make t-shirts that say that and just stick his face on it. That is so funny. He's a fancy feast fascist. Tao. Read this on a post. It's a silent civil war. Yeah, I've seen a lot of lefties saying that too. It's funny that they think it's a civil war when they're the only ones out there with guns acting like idiots. They're so stupid. I don't know. I hate the civil war talk thing because left wing obviously hates the right side. The right side silently hates the left side. And everybody's got their own reasons for hating each other, even though a lot of it is bullshit that's inflated by the media. But this whole civil war thing, I hate the conversation because no matter which side kicks it off, the government will be there to take control of the situation. Like, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If the right-wing people went and, started doing bad stuff to the left side, government showing up, martial law is happening. Same thing if the left went after all the right-wing people, which is much more likely to happen. But the government would still show up to control everything because it's all bait and bullshit. All of it is, real civil war is between the people and the government. It's not going to be the people versus the people. It never will be because the government will always get involved. And so that's, it's always got to be refocused like that. And a lot of people don't because it's entertaining to think about the alternative, right? When you start thinking if there was a civil war and it was right versus the left, then your brain starts firing off like fireworks as if somebody asked you what would you do if you hit the lottery, when you just have this whole list of things of you would like to do. But like I said, in all reality, the government would show up, they would take control. Anybody who's not willing to fight the government, you're not ready for a civil war. And so we're obviously not in civil war times. Maybe an information war, right? Like Alex Jones says all the time. That seems to be a real thing, but silent civil war, I don't think that's where we are. Zero, I don't hate Democrats. I just think they're stupid and brainwashed. That's how I feel too, Zero. I don't hate anybody. Even the people that are doing this bad stuff to me, because I'm like 155 days in or some shit like that of waiting for my life to be over because somebody lied to the police about me. Hate the fuck out of that. But I don't hate the person that did that to me. I don't hate anybody. I don't have enough time or energy to hate people. I just fucking don't. I wish the world was a better place. I wish people did better. I wish people voted better. I wish people tried harder all the time. Anytime I get mad or frustrated at the public, it's not because I hate somebody. It's because I just wish that they would do better. Like just yesterday, I was dealing with somebody who was driving like an asshole next to me. And I was like, I wish I could do something about it. Not because I hate them, but because I know that if I don't, and I won't because I'm not legally able to, that when I drive away, they will continue to do this and display this poor behavior to some other person who doesn't deserve it just because no one is correcting them. And that's why I wish we had a little bit more of, not an eye for an eye, but just like what goes around comes around kind of stuff, you know, natural selection and stuff like that. But we don't. We have laws that make us soft, and it hurts everybody. As far as us on Capitol Hill, they're all exempt from the law. They're above it. So it is what it is. I don't hate anybody. I just wish people did better. And I pray for them every single day. I pray for all the stupid people. They need more prayer than all of us, you know. Ghostly, have you ever tried running on hate? Yeah, but it's the jail. The fucking the justice system is not just. So I can't run on hate. It's too powerful. Sam, it's all one big psyop. It is. You're right. Guess what goes around comes around with a reach around. That's right. That's right. That's website policy over there. Colty, if you think about it, it's an oxymoron. You can't have a civil war that is silent. It's just not possible. If there was a civil war, it's going to be loud and it's going to be in everyone's face by nature. Absolutely, Colty. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Plastic Quack, for gifting 5 subs over on Rumble. You're a badass, Plastic Quack. Thank you so much for making more hooligans. Fantastic. Cass, you're nicer than I am on the road. 100%. I've been known to let another know how bad their driving sucks ass. Yeah, Cass. I try not to draw that much attention. I gotta worry just go out in public. You know, I go out in public. I can't look at everybody as just a person. I have to look at them as a potential threat. Because if they see me and they recognize this face and they don't like something I've said over the last 6 years, they could just shoot me, right? They could just do something, and I'm not going to expect it because I'm just off in my own little world trying to remember what's on the grocery list. So I have to see people as a potential threat. Not that I'm trying to engage with them, but I have to avoid them. I have to not draw attention. And so even when I'm driving and people are stupid around me, I still have to make sure I'm not drawing attention or anything like that, because all it's going to do is cause me problems. And so the other side of the coin, and I had this happen once, is sometimes people want to give me attention that is not negative. I've had people see me and know who I am, and I obviously didn't know who the fuck they were. And when they were getting my attention, I was responding negatively. And it's because I thought they were a threat. But really, they just saw me, recognized me, and wanted to say hi and happy freedom. And I'm thinking that this is somebody trying to get at me. So again, I try not to draw a whole lot of attention because it really just makes my day harder. But anyways. 0, let me see how many we're at. We've actually been doing really good lately, and it makes me consider raising our goal. Let me see. We're currently at 98 hooligans over on Rumble. So we're 2 away from hitting 100, but we don't really have a way to celebrate. I can't eat hot stuff right now. My legs are actually getting worse now. They're not getting better anymore. We got warheads. We could do warheads, but we'll see how it goes. Guess don't expect that from me. My attention will always be negative. Yes, guess I would expect nothing less. Sam, yeah, absolutely. Don't hold that hate in your heart. It makes you old and ugly, so don't do it. Don't hold that hate in your heart. It's not worth it. What's up, Jay Tyler? Happy freedom to you. Appeal to heaven, someone pulls a gun out on you. Let's see, pull out yours and show them your Desert Eagle is bigger. And that's right, I'm pulling the tactical Klaus. They don't want these problems. Throw the Klaus grenade. He's heavy too, so you can't throw him like a sissy. Throw your back out. What's up, Leo? Happy freedom to you if I can get you already. Thank you so much, Gassum, for gifting 5 subs over on Rumble. You're a badass, Gassum. Thank you so much for making more hooligans. Look at everybody becoming official in the chat. Very nice. What's up, K Walt? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Alex King? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Motorsport? Happy freedom. What's up, Liberal Slayer? Happy freedom to you. Alex King. It's probably not negative. It's probably the truth. Well, it depends. Alex King, the ones who allow their animals to roam and shit on my property get no respect. Yeah, no, I understand that. I feel the same way. There's a guy here who just he brought a dog with him. And I'm sure he's got paperwork for it or whatever, because you're not supposed to have pets here. And his dog barks all the damn time. On top of that, the other day, he tracked dog shit all the way up the stairs. It wasn't like just on a step. It was every fucking step, all the way up the stairs. And I've told you guys a million times, I don't have a dog. You know why? Because I don't like hearing him bark. I don't like stepping in dog shit. Now I'm hearing a dog bark, and I'm worried about stepping in dog shit, and I don't even own a fucking dog. And so, like, it makes me so mad to have to deal with that shit. And so I understand. I understand. I don't want to deal with other people's animals either. It sucks. Nah, Larry, the troll left. They left. They didn't want any of these problems. What's up, Richard? Happy freedom to you. Guess who? Jeff's in traffic in his Subaru. All the Karens. What is this? Karenless friends be assuming he's one of their own until he rolls down the window and goes, "Pardon me, have any wieners?" They do. I blend right in. I blend right in. They don't suspect a thing. Hello, fellow kitten eater. Mm-hmm. Snooks, is that your gun, or are you just happy to see me? That's a legit question when you see me. Sam, yep, you've been official for a long time. And you're the only high-flying hooligan we have. We're going to have to create more high-flying hooligans. You guys need to go see Sam for your evaluation on flying. Your training on flying in the sky. Oh, I appreciate you, Colty. Thank you for hanging out with us today. What's up, Snarl? Happy freedom. All right, hooligans. Moving forward here. Like I said, we're going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to be cracking open today's puzzle advent calendar. It was provided by Watchmen. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Stoner, and it's titled Picking Up a Few Things for the Wife. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Sly Dog. And that one's titled Kids Getting Movie Roles in Hollywood. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the video description. We have PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals. Buy me a coffee. You can send something to the P.O. Box, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what puzzle we get today from this advent calendar provided by Watchmen. Now, today is day 11. Got it right here, ready to go. Very nice. Like I said, day 11. Weird. I wonder what this is. What the shit? You guys, nah. I can already hear what you guys are saying in my head. Hold on. That's what I say about the voices in my head. I can already hear what you guys are saying. This is today's puzzle, hooligans. What is it? What is it? Damn it. It's not a wiener ring. I swear it's not a wiener ring. I don't know. I did. Guess some. Did you infiltrate my box over here? That's what she said. What do you think, Klaus? Sniff it. Are we gonna survive this? It's not for your wiener. Stop it. Okay. Damn it. Don't do it. I know. It's not wide enough. Anyways, let's figure out if we can beat this. Interesting. Okay. It's magnetized for your pleasure. Let me see. Interesting. It came right apart. That's what she said. How do you put it back together? I thought that this was going to be stupid easy, and now I'm being tricked by it, which is a little insulting. Does it go the other way? It may. Oh, interesting. This is a slick little toy here. What is the trick? How do you do the thing? This is like Inception. Interesting. I really thought this was going to be a simple one. I was wrong. What am I missing here? Can we just stick this? Okay. There's some little trick with how you get this started. Not quite. Not quite. So maybe you do got to put your wiener in this. I'm trying to figure this out. Huh. Oh, I did it. I don't even know how the fuck I did it, but I did it. Now you put it on your wiener. Anyways, this little deal here. We did it. We did it. No wiener involved. Very nice. Thank you so much, Watchmen. I still don't know how I did it. I'm going to be playing with that the rest of the day. Maybe my wiener too. Anyways, let's get into these funny videos, you hooligans. I don't know how I beat it.
Hey, babe.
Wait. Oh, this is right. Okay. Anyways, getting into our first funny video of the day. This one was provided by Stoner and is titled, Picking Up a Few Things for the Wife.
Hey, babe. It's that time of month again. If you go to the store, could you please grab me some pads with wings? But make sure they're the ultra heavy ones. Also, I need a sponge to do my makeup for tonight, so can you please grab one of those as well? And then, oh, I forgot, I'm all out of primer, so if you could get me some of that, please. I think that's all. Yeah, thank you, babe.
She's still gonna be mad. Ungrateful. Getting into our official funny video of the day. Now this one was provided by Sly Dog.
Big.
Everyone's gonna like this. Like I said, this is provided by Sly Dog and is titled, Kids Getting Movie Roles in Hollywood Be Like.
Big opportunity for you in Hollywood. You must have had to beat off a lot of American men to get this part. Why does that make you giggle? Did you not have to beat them off?
You actually, to get the role, imagine there was quite a few men up for the role as well.
There
were.
And compose yourself. Big opportunity for you in Hollywood.
And then she tells him to compose himself. This woman's controlling. He did, though. He did have to beat him off, but that's something else. Anyways, that does wrap up our Coffee with Hooligans. That is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this linkless link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We have the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we're raiding out over on Rumble. Compose yourself, says the woman talking about beating off all these men in Hollywood. Yup. Anyways, there's the linkless link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because you got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You will have access to all the features over on the website, and there's a ton of stuff to do. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Now, like I said, we're going to read through really quick. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we are raiding out over on Rumble. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Sam, I don't know if I got the sound bites turned on in this. Let me see.
Prostitute.
There you go. Just for you, Sam. Guess it must have been a Diddy movie. It could have been. She's a huge fan. Snooks, no wieners were hurt during this. Yeah, I'm still not satisfied, though. I don't know how I put it back together. I don't know. It was my hands doing it, but not my brain thinking it through. Green Eyes, figure it out. That's how I got it done. I had to let my hands just do the talking. Ghostly, worst cock ring ever. Can't get it together. It really kills the mood. Sorry, Ghostly. My bad. It's not sexy watching me struggle. I know. Sam Klaus is like, it smells funny. Not yet. It doesn't. You guys. I wish we could have opened this on Saturday. Holy. Loot review. You're so close. That's what she said. Russell, beat the cock ring. That's what it is from now on. Loot review. It looks familiar. Yep. I knew as soon as I opened the box up and I saw what was in there. I knew what I was walking into. Can you hear this bird squeaking out here? So I'll compose myself. I know that lady's racist against laughing. She has a problem with happy men, but you know. Wrench, you are the ring master. I'm working up to it. Done, a Chinese wiener trap. It is. It is. Boom, used your little head to figure it out. It's more appropriate. That's right. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. Snarl would have shaken the box, got it apart. Where would you be then? Yeah, I wouldn't know what it is. I still don't know how I put it back together. Muscle memory. Anna Kim's, did you get new hand tats? No. Got the same ones I've had. I'd like to get more. I don't have doll hairs. I got big plans. Just no money for the follow through here. Right mind, get out a tape measure. Gotta make sure you're qualified for this puzzle. TBD, Klaus Daniels giving you the stink eye. I don't know. He knows what time it is. 16 minutes late for the fancy feast. He's a fancy feast fascist. Guess who? Rita's going to be wearing her Kevlar jacket with giant shoulder pads, basically. Her bulletproof magenta overcoat. Sam, birds aren't real. I know. It's a fed boy outside my window squeaking. He's a little squeaky. He needs some WD squirrel pee. Frame boys, I haven't read it. You're writing too much. And you weren't tagging me, so I thought you were talking to somebody else. Snarl, Klaus is definitely mean mugging. He is. This guy. Got his toes kicked up. Like he runs this place. Showing off them toes. Gotta afford this fancy feast somehow. Alright, hooligans. It's that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's figure out who we were raiding over on Rumble. But before we get into this, we have to cut off Twitch because the raid is against community guidelines over on Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch and you'd like to be a part of the raid, you're welcome to join us over on X, Blaze, Kick, YouTube, Rumble, or jeffmaclive.com. Otherwise, I will see you hooligans over on Twitch tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Everyone else just sit tight. We are getting ready for this raid. Let me see. Scrolling. Bam. There we go. Now shut off. And it has been done. Let me double check really quick. And we are disconnected. Let's figure out who we're raiding over on Rumble. Rotella's live. Handy's live. Nelly Bean's live. Waffle Meat's live. Let me see. Let's raid Rotella. He's been rolling for an hour. Let's do the thing. What's up, businessman? Happy freedom to you. Alright, hooligans. We're doing the thing. Hit the like button as soon as you land. Let's get raiding.
He's been through 17 of these.
I wasn't worried. I understand life. We live in a crazy world. You can really enhance your chances of having a perfect situation, but sometimes things will happen. I did want to see what was happening because, I'm the president. In one way, I guess I should be hiding. In another way, I want to see if I can be helpful. But I did watch because I could see what was going on at the door.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten a raid from Jeff Mack.
Are you ready? Get him out of here!
No, come on, Trump. Come on. No. We want to welcome in. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Welcome in, Raiders. It's great to have you. Let's go say hi to the Jeff Mack people. Happy freedom, everybody. It's great to see you inside the dome. Domers, welcome the hooligans into the chat. Always a pleasure to have Jeff Mack inside the chat. Have you guys seen Jeff Mack's new thumbnails? Mr. Mack! Mr. Mack, let's go! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Who do we got inside the chat? Businessman inside the chat. Oh, watch out, ladies. Make sure your top hat doesn't fall off, businessman. Appeal to Heaven, Ghostly Method, Sly Dog, Jeff Mack, Eddie Block Films. What's up, Eddie? Welcome in. Roy Dye, welcome in. Welcome in, Roy Dye. Nice to see you. Let's go take a look at Jeff Mack, and we'll get right back to President Trump, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Mack. If you're not following Jeff Mack, follow Jeff Mack. Sharon's here. Can you put Jeff Mack's information inside the chat so that everybody can follow him? Jeff, it's Sharon's here's birthday. My moderator, my top moderator, it's her birthday today. Oh, look at this guy. He's got, what's this? Look at this guy. Look at this handsome gentleman. Can you tell that he's single? Can you tell he's single? Ladies, get on that Jeff Mack guy. Thank you so much, Mr. Mack. Thank you so much, man. We will take it. Hey, I'm single too. What are we going to do? We will take it from here, Jeff Mack. Welcome in, hooligans. It's great to have you aboard. We're watching President Trump from 60 Minutes, and then we're going to watch today's White House press conference. Thank you, Jeff. Ballyho, everybody. Follow me.
Go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Fantastic raid, you hooligans. It's always a good time raiding Rotella. Anyways, we're going to read through really quick, but we are wrapping her up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with the Hooligans. Sam, yeah, Rotella's awesome. Appreciate you, Roy. Thank you for being with us. Alex King looks like a trip to the ER room in the future. Yeah, you gotta use the ring wisely. I'm still unsure of how I even got this worked out. I'm kind of... see, I broke it. There we go. I fixed it. Building confidence here. Right mind, Rotella and Trump bonus. Yes. Looks like they were covering the whole 60 Minutes interview. Sam, website's the best. I agree. Appreciate you, Sam. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. Everybody's been asking about you. Appreciate you, Zero. Thank you. Alex King, the Lord of the Ring. That's right. That is right. New stage name. All right, Hooligans. It looks like we're good to go. Appreciate you, Sam. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Happy Freedom to UMU. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. All right, like I said, I think we are good to go. We will be live again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I really appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you so much for helping me cover the news and making the news suck a little less. You guys are fantastic. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Go find yourself some good food, have fun, and be safe. And I will try and do the same. And make sure you come back to us tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that's made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you Hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.